We appreciate you taking time in your busy schedule. Our thought process with all this is kinesiotaping has started to become kind of the cool thing that all the kids are, all the cool kids are doing. And there's a lot of misconceptions about it, a lot of misapplications. And so we thought what we'd do today is just kind of as an in-service, come spend some time with you and tell you about the physiology or the theory behind it, and then what the manufacturers, what the proper application, for the technique is. So as coaches, you have an idea what the kids are doing, and when they're putting it on, you know what's right, what's wrong, and how you can help them be a little bit more effective with it. First things first, kinesiotape came out of the whole idea of McConnell taping. McConnell taping was out of New Zealand, and some of you may have seen it. It was the white underlay stuff, and it was a really hard brown tape that would pucker the skin up and pull it, and try to pull kneecaps over, shoulder blades back, and they tried to change biomechanics or mechanical movement through that. They had a lot of back and forth on the research with McConnell taping to where they were saying, well, on MRI it doesn't change anything, but the athlete or the individual feels better. So what do you do? So they kept playing with it. Some of the researchers then decided, well, if I stimulate the neuroreceptors of the skin or the fascia just underneath, maybe I can make a difference on pain sensitivity or movement mechanics by that. And so they started trying body garments. They tried the shirts, the sports bras, the compression shorts, trying to stimulate skin and muscles to react, more in a different pattern. All of these things, as soon as you put it on an athlete, immediately, if it's something new, they all say, "Oh, that feels better. I like that. That feels better." You go to the research. Research is really wishy-washy, on all of it. After the garment thing, they decided, well, they come untucked, they move. How can we come up with a new thing? And kinesiotape, kinesiology, study of movement, tape, okay? Kinesiotape, the first company to come out with it was, of course, KT tape. And so now you're hearing KT tape all hand. It's a brand name, okay? But the idea that it's kinesiology type tape. There's a couple other companies. Rock Tape comes out with one. There's a brand new company here, and I hate to even touch this, Muscle 8 tape. Is that wrong color?
It's the right one.
I was given this one at the private practice section meeting in Colorado Springs here a couple weeks ago. It's a brand new company out, and they're coming up with new ways to tape with it. They got all their stuff on it. As a kind of a general overview, KT has been out the longest, has the least caustic adhesive in it. Okay. Jumping ahead, kinesiotape can stay on up to 7 days. Shower in it, wear it, everything else. When you wear something on your skin that long, some people who are hypersensitive to adhesive, Band-Aid, stuff, KT tape will be your better option, but it tends to come off easier. Rock tape has a more aggressive adhesive in it, sticks a lot better. Okay. They also have an underspray called Rock Sauce that makes it even stickier yet. It'll stay on really well, has the potential of causing more skin irritation. I don't know about this one yet. We haven't come across it, but again, you will see this one. All of them, if you look on, especially on KT, the one thing KT tape did real well early on is they put out videos on applications. So let's say you walk out of here and you go, okay, Dr. Quackenbush told me how do I do the shoulder? Okay, just go to kttape.com, go to videos, pick shoulder. It'll show you exactly how to do it. Okay, so you really don't need me today, but I'm going to show you some stuff anyway. Right? But Rock Tape does the same thing. These guys do the same thing. So whatever brand, in my opinion, KT Tape's videos are the most user-friendly. All right, good. All right, so let's talk about the application stuff. The first thing.
I've got extra samples too, so yeah.
Okay.
everybody has one of these. You can take them out. The reason we gave them to you is we want you to touch them, feel them, open them up, because this tape is different than the white tape you use. So, yep.
All right. So, first thing to remember is you'll put it on, the adhesive is heat activated. Okay? So you'll put it on and it'll stick there, but you really want to cause some friction, when you put it on, you want to get it to stick. All right? Now, second thing, pulling it out. Okay? The way you'll do it, okay, on your origin and your insertion, I know we have some assistant coaches. Did everybody take biology, kinesiology, stuff for coaching, all that stuff? Or did you take biology, kinesiology? I know what origin and insertion is.
I remember talking.
Okay, on a muscle, they have the origin and the insertion. For example, on the biceps muscle, the origin is at the two connections on the shoulder, the labrum and the coracoid process. The insertion is on the radius at the elbow. Okay, so the muscle runs that way. Okay, one end of your tape, you'll have a 2-inch anchor on both ends. Okay, one goes on the origin, the other goes on the insertion of the muscle. Okay, the way you get that is you just tear the paper and you got your 2-inch thing. Now, kind of the demonstration. The question always is, how tight do I put it on? Okay, and here's the trick with kinesio tape. If you're trying to get pain to reduce and you're trying to activate or inhibit a muscle, okay, you put it on as tight as the adhesive comes off the paper backing. I'm going to show you kind of a demonstration. So we got this piece right here. I've torn it. What you do, you kind of peel this back a little bit, okay, kind of fold it. You take your other one, peel it up, and you'll put this on the body part, okay? You'll rub it on, okay? And then you'll basically just pull the paper off at whatever it comes off at, okay? And just lay it down at that tension, okay? And then you take the other half off, you sit down, and you rub it in place. Now, you say, okay, that didn't put any tension on things. What's interesting is if I hold this other right there, okay, it's the way it comes off at 15% tension. All right? And so, on some of these tapes, now, if I want more tension, okay, I got to have a reason. Okay? Coaches, if you're going to try to, why would you put more tension on tape? If I'm just trying to activate, why would I put more tension on? That's a different reason. Okay? If I'm just trying to decrease pain, just support a muscle, then put it on just as it comes off on the paper. Okay? However, let's say I really want to support a structure. Okay? I want to support a structure, so now I can come down and then I can fold it up. I can pull it out. It's got about that much more. So you have quite a difference. A lot of times we think we have to put it on this tight to make it effective, and that's not the case. If I've got a spot, and here's the weirdest thing about this stuff. I'm an old school athletic trainer. When this first came out, I thought, baloney, this does not work, okay? Let's say I got a contusion right there on the deltoid. I take a short little strip, and I pull it tight, and I stick it on it, okay? And I pull a strip, and I stick it on. I make a Band-Aid or star around it. Because of that tension, it stretches it out. Now it's got enough, it pulls and it puckers the skin or puckers the area, and the athlete goes, oh, that hurts less. Okay? Did any of you ever study the gate control theory of pain? So, Mr. Johnson here, he has a nasty headache. It's driving him crazy. But I come over here like this and I start doing this. How much did he notice his headache? I got his headache better. Didn't change anything. I distracted it, feels better. Okay? You can stretch it all the way out, you can put it on something, it puckers things up, and now it's kind of pinching those neuroreceptors, and they go, oh, I've got a different sensation. So that, oh, that feels better. All right? On the other hand, let's say I've got a tendonitis. I've got a biceps tendonitis, okay? And I've got a hitter, okay, or a pitcher, bicep tendonitis, okay? I want that muscle to get a little bit of rest in between stuff, okay? So I want to help activate that muscle to make that easier on you. So I'll put an anchor up here on top. I'll peel it off as it comes off the roll, anchor it down below. Now you say, that's not doing a ton. Okay? That's true. I'm not trying to make the elbow bend forward. I'm trying to stimulate the receptors around it to get that to activate more. Okay? So if I'm trying to give you a trick question. I've got a muscle that's overused. I started at the origin to the insertion. I'm trying to activate it more. Correct or incorrect? Okay. If I have an overused muscle, do I want to activate it? No. So I go the opposite direction. If I want to activate it, I go origin to, I go in the same direction to pull it back towards the anchor I want. If I want to inactivate it, make it rest, you put it on down here, come up, and attach it on. Okay? You're probably like me, Corey's thinking, it's like, you go, makes no difference. I don't know why, it does.
In their studies, it shows that the tape always recoils back to where you start. So if you're wondering, how do I tell the difference? Wherever you start is where that tape shrinks back up to. So if I start down here, I'm pulling down. If I start here, I'm pulling up. And it's as simple as that.
So if I have a hitter, okay, that's doing this, and I want that muscle to rest more during the day, okay, I will put it to where it goes the opposite direction. If I'm inhibiting or I'm activating, and that is the secret behind kinesiotaping. Most of the kids just slapping it on. Oh, it feels like putting stretch on, put it on, and if I'm stretching it out, putting it on, and sitting there, they think it works. Why do they think it works? Because now I've got the Band-Aid effect and shrinking it, it gives it a different stimulation. Okay? If, as a coach, I'm trying to inhibit or activate a muscle for better mechanics, or if they're a sidearm pitcher or something, I want it to rest in between, you'll put it on in hopes of activating or deactivating muscles so they can heal better in between. Make sense? Okay. All right. So
what if?
The cheat sheet. Yes,
So what if, when they're doing the activity, would you want it to be activated and then in rest deactivated?
You know what? If they're overused all the time, I would probably deactivate even during practice and stuff, so that they're prone to use other accessory muscles to help that, so that muscle's not so prone to always be, jumping in. That way, you probably put it on the, down up to deactivate just a smidge.
Okay.
And again, from a research point of view, jury's still out. Okay. From anecdotal point of view, the coaches and the athletes love it. You've seen it all over in the Olympics. During our Olympics, we had the USA ones too. People were eating that up. And an athlete's looking for any sort of an advantage they can get, even if it's 1% advantage, it's still an advantage. So that's why you're seeing it in the athletic world so heavily that way. Now, the question becomes: can I use kinesiotaping to strap an ankle? Okay. The answer is you can, but do you think it will be effective? Not going to be effective. You don't have that structural support. It's going to keep rolling. So if you have a bad ankle, you may use that to stimulate muscles to help them heal, or during the day go. But if you're trying to keep them from getting ankles twist or sprain during a sporting activity, you want to make sure that you strap them up with your classic white tape and things of that nature. Okay. Long and short. Heat activated. You put it on. Get 2-inch anchors both sides. Know which direction you're wanting to put on. Am I inhibiting? Am I activating? Or am I just trying to put pressure or get pain relief? And then you heat activate it. The trick with the reps always say is use the wax backing, on the paper, and use that. And you really want to get very aggressive with it. Okay. So if you'd like, take your tape. I want to show you something. Take your tape on your forearm and stuff, and ladies, not your problem. Gentlemen, if you're more hairy on your arm, go palm side. Ladies, wherever you want to. Find a piece, and on your neighbor, try to put it on. Try to peel it at the length of the or the tension as the stuff comes off. We have connectors here. Now you have that on, okay? Now, again, you're not going to feel much, but you have it, okay? Now, what I'd say is, kind of play it, you notice it moves and things that way. Your athlete's going to say, oh, that feels better, okay? Personally, I think part of it is you take an aspirin on it, okay? But there is some biomechanics, to this, okay? You're trying to support a structure, go hard. You're trying to band-aid it, go hard. You're trying to inhibit or activate, go lighter, okay? And then have them wear it for multiple days. Makes a big difference. Now that you got it on there, peel it off. Try not to let it, stick to itself, but peel it off. I want you to see what it looks like on the underside now that you've rubbed it on there and got it in there pretty tight. What does your adhesive look like? Yeah, a ton of dead skin. All right, and it really does. So that's why if you pull it off and you accidentally touch it or rub your hands on it when you go, okay, you go to stick it on, it's gonna fall off. How come? Because your skin got on that adhesive, and that adhesive is no longer gonna stick that way. So if you're putting it on, you're having trouble keeping it on, it's either because they put lotion on or something. So let's say it's going to be more our young ladies on those sports. You got a patella thing. You want to do something there, okay? You've got to take rubbing alcohol or something, and you've got to scrub all the skin lotion off the area, let it dry, put it on, it'll stay, okay? If you go to put it on, and they've got skin lotion on, you touched it accidentally or anything else, you're going to be halfway through the game, it's going to be falling off. They're going to go, oh, it didn't work. Well, it's not an issue that it didn't work, it's an issue that we had an application problem that way. Okay? I know we're getting short on time for lunch thing. What can I answer for? Yes?
So when is the time that you would need to stretch it?
When the time you need to stretch it, it's going to be if I'm trying to make a Band-Aid for a painful spot, okay? Or if I'm really trying to support a structure. If I'm trying to get my shoulder blade, I want to make sure it stays back when I'm hitting, okay? I'll start up here and I'll actually pull it down and back and try to stretch it, hold something in place. Okay? It'll still allow me to move, but it'll remind me to get my shoulder blade back, in between. Otherwise, if you just have a tendonitis, painful condition you're trying to help, treat or do, then you're going to want to just do it at the intention that it comes off on the paper. And it doesn't seem like much, but it's 15%, and that's what's made. Yep.
Would that help injury? Your bicep thing?
Would it help injury heal? Because if it's,
Well, like Bruce was playing, would it help her?
it should help decrease pain and help improve mechanics. If they really have a problem, they should be getting some sort of I apologize, defense therapy, or at least or athletic trainer, your medical professional help me out. But as far as just a day-to-day help it out, yeah, it should help. It should help that way.
So pulled tight could be more for like pulled muscles and stuff? Or
So I would do the regular to help enhance, to rest that muscle, help, do it that way. For example, if I pull the quad and I want it to heal, I'll put it on loosely, when they're home over the weekend, and I'll try to inhibit the muscle. Origin insertion, so I want to decrease it, go here to there, okay? And that would help heal it. But if I'm in a game and I want to help them just get past the pain, just fully stretched, kind of a star, over it that way.
okay.
Makes sense. Good. What other questions? Steve?
So in this diagram, it came on the bottom, have like a support strip. Talk about that a little bit.
Okay, so let's say I've got my long piece, okay, that I'm doing, but then I think, well, I've got another accessory muscle or something else. You can cut a shorter piece, and you can make it as many as you want. If you've seen like in the Olympics on the divers, they'll have one coming down here because they're always trying to get straight overhead. I can't even do it, They want, so they'll do that. They'll come around the other one, so they'll do 2 or 3, and then maybe at the bars. And then how tight you want to pull it in what direction. And if you find a kid that I do this one that's not on any of the videos, but they feel better, then it's right. Who cares? It functions.
Steve, the support strips in the handout that we gave you, or that Band-Aid strip. So if you're wondering, I just use a different term. But so those are the ones that you pull really tight, but you won't find the word support strip in your handout that I gave you. It'll say on your decompression. So if you're wondering what those are, that's what those are on here.
Any other questions? All right, well, we appreciate you taking time for us today. We're going to stick around for a little bit. We have a few questions on some white tape techniques and stuff we'd be happy to show and visit with you about. I know some of you teachers got to get back, but take another piece of pizza as you go. And thank you for your time today. We appreciate you.
That'd be good on your shin splints. Yeah. Be good on your shin splints.
Yeah. So it's going to work on shin splints. We've had fairly good luck on supporting the posterior tibialis, tendon, kind of going along that muscle that actually causes the shin splint. There's some stiff ones over top of the toe.
Really? Not on the front.
Yeah, it just kind of depends. The posterior shin splint, anteriors tend to be stress fractures. Posteriors tend to be your flat feet, and your jumpers and your runners and stuff like that.
Yeah, I told him about
We'll take a second on some white tape techniques here in just a minute. But yeah.
This is probably more for everybody who's
Plantar fasciitis. There should be a tape technique in the handout for that. It really works quite well. Yeah. And again, it just helps inhibit. The plantar fasciitis is the stretch of the arch of muscle and the fascia itself. And as soon as you give it a chance to rest, it will heal itself. The trick is we're always stepping on it. So you really have to treat it. There's a lot of good things out there. The new infrared class 4 lasers are really good on plantar fasciitis. The KT tape is helpful. The critical thing is always arch support shoes. Your soccer players have the shoes. Soccer cleats are lousy for the insoles. The baseball cleats are lousy for insoles, so you almost have to find something. Those kids that are prone for shin splints or arch pain, boost them up before you get into it. And once you have a plantar fasciitis or a shin splint in an athletic season, once you get it, you're never getting rid of it. You can nurse it, you can pretend. You've got to prevent both of those. So if you know a kid is prone for it, get him into good insoles before you start conditioning or practicing.
So you have like boxes of this, and we came to buy some?
Yeah, we keep some on, we buy it in big rolls for the clinic. We have those kind of a little display up by the front. In all full disclosure, Walmart now, KT tape, they're $2 cheaper than what we can get it for. But they're like 18. We're, you see the
18 for
and 20 for the rock tapes and stuff, 20 roll. But you can get almost a week, out of an application and stuff that way.
Do you recommend one brand over another? Because I use multiple brands, and some don't stick nearly as well as others.
Yeah, we're talking about this for you guys. Yes, it depends on skin sensitivity. If you have a person who's lighter complected that has a tendency to get rashes from Band-Aid and stuff, you want to go KT. That adhesive is not as aggressive. The cone will come off. If you want something very stickier, the rock tape is better, especially if you put rock sauce underneath it. It'll stick like iron, but then have a tendency to cause some skin irritation. So you kind of want to balance those out that way. And then the biggest trick is when you do put it on, the heat activation is key, and then making sure that you haven't touched it on the underside, otherwise it's never going to stay. Okay?
The bumps and bruises, I think, really helps the athletes understand this.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that. We put a handout in there. We've got a little program going on, trying to be a good partner in the community. If you have an athlete that you just want, what do they need to do? Okay, for $5, send them in. Call us ahead of time. Let us know they're coming. For $5, we'll get them in. We'll evaluate them. If it's just a quick little, you need this, this, and this, we will do that for them as part of that visit. Get them set up on their home program and stuff and turn loose. If they need something else, we'll visit with their parents about, you need to go to this physician, you need to go to that specialist, here's where you need to go, we'll try to triage it for you. But our hope is that we want to take care of the injuries when they're little, take the stress off of you, try to get kids where they need to be, and try to keep them in competition as best we can. A few things we won't, concussions, head things like that, we will stick right with best case protocols, best management. But for the most part, we want to be with you. We want those kids on the field. There's only a few things that we will try hard to disqualify them about. But
Howard, I wish I could have been here earlier, but
no, thanks for letting us
for
come do
being
this.
here. Thank you for the pizza. Thank you for helping.
Thanks for letting us be part of that.
Yeah,
Appreciate
thank you
it.
very much.
So, any other questions?
Maybe just to add to the concussion thing, I think that if you haven't done so, I would get you kids in, have them evaluated on concussion next year, and then probably mandatory. Soccer did, yeah, volleyball
And we had all girls soccer, we had all
So
girls
you're
soccer.
starting to get a lot of the girls, but.
We had very few of the young men.
Those are probably in the winter sport, but you're gonna get into baseball or.
Initial assessment, really between signing and setting up your account, and we're going to do it better. What we've learned is working with the company, right now we're in a kind of early stage of the study with BYU Idaho. We found there's a learning curve. So what we're going to do, the first time a kid comes through, we'll set up their account, we'll run them through on just a practice thing, we'll let them fully recover, and then we're going to come back and test them at that point. But we found that if they was brand new to them, they're like, oh, this is weird, I'm doing this stuff when my friends are watching, and they kind of half it. We found that once they've learned the test, if we do it that way and let them go, well, they get hurt, they come back, they're doing the test, they're going to perform better because they know what the test is now, and we're missing that data difference that way. We're going to show them the test, let them go through it, let them sit, come through. So it's going to, instead of being a 8 to 10 minute evaluation, we're going to look at about 15 to 20 per kid. But we're running occasional specials. Again, we want to be good community partners with the athletic group. We're doing it for $10, and we'll hold the data for a year. Okay? If you have athletes and you want your kid in there to do it, we'll do it for $10. We'll hold the data for a year, and they can have all the free follow-ups they want. As a coach, if you have a concern, send them in. We'll do the free thing. We'll tell you, are they normal or are they not? If they're normal, you're good to go. If they're not, we have a discussion about how we handle this. Okay? And the study we're doing at BYU Idaho is that there's a suspicion now. We've known that collisions cause concussions. We're wondering about low-intensity repeated stresses. Are they causing it? Hitting the soccer ball. Oh, it didn't really ding me, but a little bit, hitting the head on the basketball court. Shake it off. Okay, fine. If we get multiples, is that causing concussion-related symptoms? And our suspicion is yes. Okay, we're trying to see if we can measure it. All right. So we're super interested in, especially next year, taking data matched groups. If we could take, volleyball compared to soccer. We have young women, same ages, same like two different non-contact sports. Spring sports, baseball and men's soccer. Winter sports, boys basketball, girls basketball. Gender differences, but maybe, we compare Delta's basketball to UAB basketball. We're offering the same service to Millard and UAB and all the people around it. We think it's going to be we think it's a safety issue, but it's going to be pretty cool to study it, and I'm kind of excited about that too. So anyway, any other quick things before we do some other stuff?
It'll be very good inside.
You want to stick around for a second? Come around the table here. We'll do white tape stuff.
This will be your wrist and stuff, Jim.
Thank you all. Thank you for your time. We appreciate it very much.